G'day guys, Steve for Broken Sprocket. In this video, I'm going to do a review on the best rear tyre that I have used so far for enduro riding. It's the IRC VE33. Let's get started. Okay, this tyre was first recommended to me by a friend. I was complaining to him about lack of traction and poor wear that I've had with previous tyres, and he recommended the IRC brand of tyre. This here is the IRC VE33. It's not the gummy tyre. It's the what is it? It's the Enduro. So this one here is not the gummy, but in saying that, these knobbies are very malleable and quite soft. And I did have my concerns thinking that this tyre will not last very long. Firstly, I'm running the Tubeless tyre system on this rear tyre, and I normally run this tyre at about 10 psi, and I find that that's plenty low enough pressure for the tyre to bag out a bit and get the best traction. Previous tyres that I've had have had a much harder rubber compound and they don't bag out as good, and I've had to go as low as 6 to even 5 psi to get anything near what this tyre will bag out to at 10 psi. So the rubber on this is much softer. Now this is the cheapest tyre that I have ever put on the back of my dirt bike. This one here was $103. To replace it with a new one now, it's turned up to $109.95. So they're becoming more popular and they're doing a little bit of price hiking because they have become more popular. Now when I purchased the tyre, I thought $103. I wasn't expecting much. I thought this tyre would wear out very quickly, but I was very surprised that it didn't wear out quickly. In fact, this tyre here has over 900 kilometers of hard enduro riding on very rough and unforgiving terrain, extremely rocky, steep hill climbs, all of that sort of business. And this tyre here has had exceptional traction and control in those types of conditions and very good wear. Very early in the piece, I discovered this crack in the tyre, and I thought this tyre will not last long, as this crack happened at about 200 kilometers of riding, and I thought, I'm in trouble. This tyre isn't going to last long. But that crack hasn't gotten any worse, it's just held together, so obviously something very sharp has gone into this crack, caused the crack, but it didn't go all the way through. I also have 2 plugs in this tyre where different sharp sticks or something like that have gone through the tyre, and it's just an easy plug as I am using the tubeless tyre system. With the tyre rubber being softer, it also helps with the traction, and it also helps with replacing tyres. Because it's easier and it's a softer rubber, it makes it easier to actually change the tyre. It's easier to get on the rim, and it doesn't take so much effort to change a tyre with this particular tyre, simply because the rubber is softer and it's more malleable and you can put it onto the rim far easier. When you first purchase the tyre, it comes with these little squares in the centre of the knobbies. Well, they don't last very long, and at first I thought this whole tyre isn't going to last very long. But once they go, it sort of holds in there for a long time and keeps a good square knobby, which gets great traction. Now this tyre here has done just over 900 kilometers, and it's done some very difficult trails. In fact, the most difficult trails that I have ever ridden. And this tyre, looking like this, with plugs, with cracks in the tyre, with chunks missing out of it, still gets great traction. This tyre here will still climb some of the gnarliest, rockiest hills that I have ever ridden, where I've had other tyres that were brand new that wouldn't hook up as good as this tyre here after 900 kilometers. That's why I have purchased this tyre twice, and I will be sticking with this rear tyre because I'm very happy with it. Another impressive thing with this tyre is the way the bead sits onto the rim. It actually protrudes quite a lot, which will protect the rim up against rocks and other obstacles. So after 900 kilometers of horrible single trails and big rocks and terrible terrain of riding on this IRC VE33 tyre, I'm going to stick with this tyre. I'm going to stick with this brand of tyres. I still think I can get over 1,000 Ks on this because this tyre is still hooking up pretty good. I'm going to go for 1,000, which will probably only be one really good ride left in it. And if it still feels good, I'm going to just keep going until I just get to the point where I'm bored with this tyre and want to put this new one on, because this tyre here has been sitting here for about 4 months now and waiting to replace it, but I just don't see any reason to replace it yet, as I'm still getting good rides from it. Now the search will continue for a good front tyre. I'm thinking of going with IRC VE35 front tyre. I haven't used one before on the front, but I'm happy with the back, so I'm willing to give it a try for the front tyre. So if you know of an amazing front tyre that gets good wear and holds these side knobbies on, because I seem to tear side knobbies off a lot on front tyres, leave a comment below and give me some advice on a front tyre, because I'm very happy with this rear tyre. A lot of work goes into this stuff, you know. And he recommended the VI. There's a little bit out of energy on that attempt. Hit the log, fell off. Bike landed right on that there. And it's done that. I don't think there's any real damage here, but just got to pull this stick out, because that there won't be comfortable to ride on. I don't think it's broken the seat. Time to get this out. There we go. The new seat cover, it's a little bit damaged, but you get that on the big jobs. Watch this video next, or go to the Broken Sprocket video library and choose another top video. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. After all, it's for free and guaranteed to make your day 20% better. If you're already a subscriber and you're having a bad day, just think it could have been 20% worse. You can also follow Broken Sprocket on Instagram. So, I'll see you in the next video.